Hey y'all, well, today is a wonderful day. Why? Because I just won some money, right? So look, most of you guys know that I own a salon. In October 2021, I closed my salon and I decided that I was gonna buy an RV and I was gonna turn it into a mobile salon because I didn't want to deal with the headache of running behind people to get my booth rent and stuff like that. I got tired of that. I was like, I'm gonna close my salon, I'm gonna buy an RV, and I'm just gonna use the RV as a mobile salon, drive to people and whatever. Sometime in December, I started looking for RVs. I was looking everywhere for RVs. I couldn't find the one that I liked. I had went and looked at an RV. A man was selling it and the whole roof was messed up. So my mom told me not to buy the RV. So we driving home or whatever, and my sister was like, oh, I found an RV. I found a good one. So I was like, okay, cool. Called the people. They was like, at this time I had money saved up, and then I was gonna go through my bank to get the loan. The money that I had saved up, I was gonna use that money to gut the RV and just renovate the whole entire RV. So I called the people. I was like, do y'all got this RV available? They was like, yeah, we have it available, whatever. So I said, okay, well, I'm on my way. So we went to go look at RV. When we went to go look at RV, y'all, these people told me that the RV was, when we tried to start up, it couldn't start. They told us that it couldn't start because the battery's dead. All I needed to do was, they needed to just charge the battery or whatever. So I gave the guy, I gave him $1,000, and then to hold the RV, because the bank had closed, I had to go the very next day to get the money from the bank. So I gave him $1,000 out of my pockets to hold it. So then I went back the next day and I gave them the money for the RV, which was total of like $6,700 or something like that. So I did this, and they told me the following week I was going to go pick up the RV. They told me they just had to detail it, and then once they detail it, I had to go pick it up. Well, y'all, a week came, 2 weeks came. Every time I called them, they was telling me that they waiting for the parts to come in for it. It's not, something was messed up on it, shit like that. So I started emailing them, and I started sending them text messages, and I was like, look, y'all was so nice to me when I came to get this RV. Everything was good. Y'all customer service, everything was wonderful. Now that I'm trying to pick it up, y'all give me the runaround. So they was like, the guy said, he texted me, he's like, hey, to be ready today, come pick it up. Y'all, I went to go pick this RV up. When I went to pick the RV up, first of all, the tag on the RV had the wrong date. When my sister confronted them about it, they was like, oh, well, it's okay because you're going to have the original tag before it's time or whatever. Then the horn wasn't working. So they was like, told him the horn wasn't working. The guy was like, don't worry about the horn. I got a buddy of mine that's on the south side. I'm going to let him come and get the horn fixed or whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. Took their word for it. Y'all, I drove the RV off the lot. The lot was in Loganville. I drove the RV off the lot. Within 5 minutes of me driving the RV off the lot, I'm driving. My sister's following me behind. My friend is driving. My sister's following me behind. And we driving, me and my friend having a good time in the RV and stuff. Next thing you know, my sister called me, was like, the RV smoking something. I'm like, well, no, it's not smoking. It's nothing going on. She was like, yes, it is. Soon as she said that, I heard, bow. We heard something blow up, and we just saw this big old thing of smoke. Pull over on the whole side of the road, the whole front of the RV, smoking, water everywhere. The shit just fucked up. So I called them, and I told them that the RV broke down. So they was like, okay, well, we'll send somebody to come get it or whatever. So I went home, I left the RV, I left the keys. They sent somebody to come get it. So, I was calling these people, y'all, every single day after this to get an update on RV. They would not answer the phone. They would not call me back. Nothing. They just kept giving me the runaround. Eventually, they called me back and they tell me engine is gone in the RV and it's going to cost us more money to get the RV fixed than it's going to cost us to refund you. So we'll just refund your money. So I was like, okay, cool, no problem. Y'all, they were supposed to send a check to Navy Federal because I got the money from Navy Federal. And so when I called Navy Federal told them, like, look, y'all can give this money to her. If she don't pay it or not, she's going to be held liable for the loan. So just give the money to her. They kept telling me that they didn't want it. They wasn't going to give it back to Navy Federal. That they wanted me to, they wanted me, because when I got the loan, they wanted me to pay. I had a portion of the loan that they gave me back the money because from the $1,000 I put down. So they wanted me to pay Navy Federal that first, and then they said after I paid Navy Federal that they're going to give Navy Federal the money. Y'all, I paid Navy Federal the money. These people kept making excuses as to why they're not refunding me my money. Now, keep in mind, the whole time they're telling me they're going to give my money back. Every time I call, they would say, oh, well, we talked to Navy Federal on the phone, and Navy Federal, we need something in writing from Navy Federal saying that once we give you the money back, that the loan, that we won't be responsible for the loan, and just all this stuff. They would not give me my money back. So I had, like, so many conversations with me and Navy Federal on the phone. Me, them, and Navy Federal on the phone. It was like 3-way conversations, everything. So these people would not give me the money back. So the final straw was, I called them. I was on a 3-way conversation. Me, the lady who was the manager or whatever, and Navy Federal. And called them on the phone, and we having a 3-way conversation, and the lady telling Navy Federal, oh, well, we need something in writing from you and this and that. So Navy Federal was like, man, we can't give you anything in writing like that. We can give you a generic message, but we can't sit up here and type out that. We don't have that. So she was like, well, we need something before we gonna give the money back. So y'all, I snapped. I really snapped. I started cussing this lady out, telling me they want to steal my money. I went off. I went to 100. Not even 10. I went to 100. So, of course, she hung up the phone on me. When I called them back, now keep in mind, prior to all this, I had started recording all my conversation with them because I started to realize that these people ain't trying to give my money back. So, I went to 10. I cussed the lady out really bad. I'm not going to lie. I went to 10. So, I ended up calling him back. And so the day that I called him back, the guy was like, oh, don't nobody here want to talk to you. They said for you to get an attorney and sue us in court. I was like, damn. So this happened in January. So y'all, from January all last year, I was so, like, I was going through it. I was so depressed. The beginning of the year, I was like so depressed. I'm like, look, these people done took my money. Like, I'm fucked. So I had to go buy a whole nother camper, y'all. Bought another camper, paid $4,300 for this camper. Then took the camper home. The whole camper is rotten. So I'm gonna get back to that story about the camper later. But so these people told me to take them to court. So I took them to court. So when I took them to court in April, I was late to the court date. So I didn't make it to court. I was mad as hell. When I was leaving court, they was literally walking out. I passed them. So I was like, damn. So what I did was I went right back and I refiled. So I had talked to several attorneys. They didn't want to take my case. So I talked to this one attorney, and he told me, he was like, you just need to get the subpoenas from Navy Federal with a conversation and stuff like that. He's like, once you get that, you could take them to court. He's like, you don't need an attorney. You could just, do it on your own. But I was like so nervous. So I had even contacted Atlanta Legal Aid. They told me they couldn't take my case. Like, everybody was like basically telling me they couldn't take my case. So y'all, let me tell y'all. So I refiled it the same day in April. I refiled it. So I finally got a court date for November. Gets a court date for November, and then these people sent me they called me on the phone, and they sent me a letter saying that my court date was postponed to January the 4th because the attorney had to go out of town. So I was like, okay, so y'all, let me tell y'all, I turned into attorney mode, like, for real. Y'all, I went to Navy Federal. First of all, I went to the court. I got all the subpoenas. I got witness subpoenas. I got witness subpoenas, and I got document subpoenas. Y'all, I subpoenaed Navy Federal for all of the documents that was pertaining to my loan. I subpoenaed them for everything. I subpoenaed them for all the recorded phone calls that we had between me and the company, and between me and them. I subpoenaed them for everything. I subpoenaed my sister, my mom, and my friend who was driving the car. I subpoenaed everybody. So January 4th comes around and we goes to court. So, you know, when you go to court, the first thing they tell you is like, you can go outside and talk to somebody. You can go outside and both parties can go outside and try to talk and see if y'all can come up with a solution. So I go outside and I start telling the attorney everything. Their attorney, I'm telling him everything. And I'm like, I'm willing to, you know, drop everything or whatever if they just pay what they owe. Like, y'all, we had a trial. When I went outside and I talked to the attorney, whatever, they was like, no, we don't want to settle. We want to go to trial. Like, I cannot believe we had a whole trial and I literally had to be my own attorney. It was like so crazy. I can't believe it. So he was like, well, let me have a conversation with them and I'll come back. So he went over to the little corner. He comes back. He was like, oh yeah, they're not willing to settle. We're going to go to trial or whatever. So I was like, okay. So y'all, I was at court and I had to go up against an attorney. This man had all his documents, everything. Don't get me wrong, I had my documents. I was ready. Y'all, I had to go up against an attorney. I was so nervous. But when I started in court and I started asking questions, I started calling witnesses and putting them on the stand and questioning them this and all this other stuff. I felt so good, but I was still nervous. Like, my mouth was dry and everything. I was so freaking nervous. So, when, you know, like I said, I turned into whole attorney mode or whatever. I had to question it. I had to question the attorney. I had to question the manager. I had to question all these. So the manager got on the stand. Of course, she admitted that that they did tell me they was gonna give me the money back or whatever. Then they had these paperwork that they said I signed. Y'all, to this day, I still don't think I signed those paperwork because I did not sign that many paperwork. But what I didn't do when I was in court is that I wanted to do is ask them for the original copies. Because they had copies. I wanted to ask them for the original, but I didn't think of it. I'm not an attorney, you know what I'm saying? So I even told the judge, I was like, Judge, I'm not an attorney, so, you know. But y'all, the court thing, when I got done, the judge told me, he was like, you're not an attorney. He was like, but for you to not be an attorney, you did a great job. He told me, he's like, you did a great job to not be an attorney. The attorney even started shaking his head like, yeah, like, you know, you did a good job. He didn't say it, but he was like, yeah. So my mom and my sister was like, yeah, you did so good. We so proud of you. You did an excellent job. They was joking, talking about, yeah, you need to just be an attorney, you know, whatever. So this was January the 4th. Y'all, I've been calling the court every day since, because the judge was like, he gonna send a letter in the mail. I've been calling the court every day to see what the judgment is. So I come home today and I look in the mail and I got this yellow paper in the mail that says, I have a judgment. This is my name right here. And the company name is right here. But I don't want to show y'all the company name. You know what I'm saying? But I have a judgment for, let me show y'all this. A judgment for $6,709 and my court costs. Y'all, I feel so freaking good. Because when I talked to these people thought I was dumb. They thought I was stupid. After they promised to give me that money back and then they made every excuse not to give me my money back, then when I snapped on them, then they tried to turn around and use it against me and said, oh, well, take us to court. And I guess either they didn't think I was going to take them to court, or they thought I was just some dumb black person that didn't know what the heck was going on. And I say black because I really think that if I was a whole different color, them folks would not have done me the way they done me. And if I can post, if I was only able, I'm not going to post the company because, you know what I'm saying, I don't want to take it there, but I really think it was a race thing. I really honestly think it was a race thing. I think they tried to play me because when I was there, they were so nice to me, everything. And then as soon as I gave them my money, they flipped the whole script on me. But y'all, today, the judgment has been granted and I won. I freaking went up against an attorney and won. You can't tell me that I can't do nothing. You can't tell me I can't do that. I'm the shit, you know what I'm saying? And I have been, these last 2 weeks has been kicking my ass. Life has been kicking my ass these last 2 weeks. But I feel so good today because I did something. I did something good. I did something that I never thought that I could do. I went up against an attorney, a real freaking attorney. I have no type of law, nothing, and I won. So I'm going to say maybe this because my mom, my mom got a law degree or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So maybe her little stuff just fell over on me or whatever. But anywho, I think I might need to go to school to be an attorney, you know what I'm saying? Because I did damn good. I did good as hell. But yeah, that's my little story time. And yeah, I got my little judgment. And if y'all need an attorney in small claims court, y'all holler at Attorney Tom. Okay? Peace out.